Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vedic astrology coach Rajat Kapoor and welcome to my channel The Legit Astrologer. In the recent times I have made a number of videos around Saturn's transit, Jupiter's transit, Rahu and Ketu's transit. Now Jupiter is entering Gemini on 14th of May 2025 and it's going to stay in Gemini till 2nd of June 2026. This is one of the unique videos that I am making where I want to share a few thoughts with you. This is about Jupiter moving over natal planets because that is very important. Sometimes even more important than the kind of results that Jupiter will deliver. Regardless of what dasha antardasha you are running, Jupiter's year-long transit brings positivity if it connects with natal planets, if it aspects your natal planets, and if those planets are currently involved in your dasha, antardasha, major time periods, sub-periods, then you could expect mostly good results. I would say about 80 to 90% good results. Let's begin with Sun, Surya. So there are certain factors that you have to take into account. The lordship Sun has, the lordship Jupiter has. If you have a natal Sun in Gemini, this would mean that it is friends with Mercury, so it's in a more of a comfortable position, right? Sun represents your ego, your self-confidence, your wisdom, leadership, authority, resources, lineage, dharma. It represents future, it represents vitality, the favors from government, the favors from authority, father figure. It is our inner ego. That is very important. Sun is a significator of soul. And in Gemini, firstly, it's in a friendly sign, so it's in a comfortable position. So Jupiter, when it goes over your natal Sun, it will boost all of these significations. If it's a good Sun, if Sun is not under any affliction, it will boost your self-confidence. It will give you a lot of wisdom because Sun is the initiator of something. So you start something new. It's a great time for leadership potential. See, one of the qualities of leaders is that they bring in a lot of wisdom. You could get favors from authority, favors from your bosses. You could have a cordial relationship with your father. This can also lead to recognition. Whenever natal Jupiter and Sun, they come in connection, either if they're aspecting one another or they're conjoined, or if Jupiter is aspecting Sun by the 5th or the 9th aspect, it leads to a royal yoga. We call it royal lineage. So such people have a very strong lineage, which comes from their family. So I see growth of fathers of such native. Okay, so your father could have significant growth during this time because Sun will get additional boost, additional strength. Any government related matters, authority related matters, you could see movement happening. If there's paperwork, you could get support from your superiors. You could step into potential leadership positions. So this is how I read the transit of natal Jupiter over your Sun. If it is aspecting, that's the power of knowledge. It will help you build certain skills to increase your wisdom. It will give you the power of self-confidence. It will give you resources. So in case your confidence is low, you will be able to figure it out. What is that you have to do in order to boost your confidence? You have to do maybe some practice. If you go for a public speaking, you do mirror exercise. All right, so you will get resources, you will get way outs in terms of doing these things, and you will build cordial relationship with your father or father figure. Now on the shadow side, if your Sun is under any affliction, if it is weak in strength, or if it is conjoined or aspected by malefics in the natal chart, this could inflate your ego. So you have to be careful about it. This could lead to overconfidence. So you could come across a situation wherein you behave like you know it all. You would consider other people weak and you would be in a strong position because Jupiter and Sun, they create ego and wisdom. And at the same time, this is more of inflated ego, right? This is not good ego there. So this is something which you have to be careful of. This way you would not treat others in a very dignified manner. So you could have quarrels, you could have arguments, you could probably get into heated discussions with those people who have an authority. And this is where you have to be careful about. Now this time is quite ideal if you were to gain visibility, if you work and you have to build your credibility. So do a lot of marketing, branding initiatives, and of course gain a lot of visibility. You could step into potential roles. Spiritually it is great because both Sun and Jupiter, there are Sattva Guna Grahas. Okay, so they're Sattvic planets, very pure. Jupiter is Saumya Graha, it's soft, gentle. Sun is Krura Graha. It dominates by its ego and authoritativeness, right? So your father relationship related issues could be at the forefront. You'll gain a lot of spiritual insight. Both are the significator of natural ninth house of Dharma. Both represent Dharma. So you could have very strong belief system during this time. If Jupiter is aspecting Sun, you will create resources. You will try to learn how to build some of these significations. So this is how I see Jupiter making a transit over your natal Sun. You could gain recognition and you must work towards it. Let me now talk about what happens when Jupiter is making a move over your natal Moon. So firstly, we need to understand the lordship that Moon has in your chart and Jupiter has in your chart. But Moon is the significator of mind, manas. It is all about what you think, what you believe about yourself. It is very closely connected to your mother. It is about compassion. It is about care. It is about emotions, emotional wisdom, how clear you are at the mental level. It also gives you the thinking capability, whether you are very intuitive or you're very sensory. So you believe in your senses when it comes to the power of thinking, or you're very intuitive. So how do you, of course, take in these and handle and manage these information or emotions? And then how do you translate those emotions into decision making? So that is very important. It is very much connected to Moon. Okay. So Jupiter's transit over the natal Moon definitely gives it additional strength. So you get support. So in case you've had a troubled year at a mental level, at an emotional level, you can gain strength. That is for sure, because it will enhance your emotional wisdom. It will make you mentally capable and mentally strong, because you will have a lot of clarity in terms of what you need to think. And if you think good, your actions reflect your thinking, and that becomes a habit. And when you keep doing these good habits and good deeds and good karmas, you perhaps chart out your destiny, right? So that's very important. It all begins with a thought, right? We have thousands of thoughts going on at the same time in our mind, hundreds and thousands of thoughts, right? But very few of these thoughts translate into action. So it makes your thinking good. You get inner peace, and when you get inner peace, you have a good potential as well. So it does tend to give you intuitive capability. So you go beyond what is real. You want to take a holistic approach. So intuition is something that comes naturally. It's innate, right? We also can see from the chart, and of course, one important aspect of any good astrologer is that they should have a good intuition. They should understand the surroundings, environment, omens, and of course they should take all this into account and have a good intuition, their inner feeling, which gives a very strong conviction as well. Now, if you've had some health issues in the past, this time period could help you heal, because Moon plays a very important role in healing, and Jupiter will expand these significations, will help you heal. Moon is also about nurturing. So you could nurture yourself. You would be able to nurture others. In case you have children, you will feel more closely connected to them. You will have a bigger role in developing others, in nurturing others. Now on the shadow side, if your Moon is under any affliction or if it is weak in strength, this could bring in an overwhelming situation at the emotional level. So there's too many things that are going on in your mind, right? So a little bit of a lack of emotional control, wherein what you need is more of emotional intelligence. You will feel optimistic, but the optimism will not be very realistic. So it's more of a misplaced optimism, right? If Moon is afflicted. So you will think that, okay, you would probably want to achieve these results, but somewhere down the line, you start some work, you start a project, you deviate from your path very quickly. So you'll have a wavering mind, right? So you're not too sure of which path do you need to choose, what do you need to do, and this could have an impact. But this time period is quite ideal for any healing, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, social, spiritual. Excellent spiritual growth, because when your mind is strong and you meditate, you're able to unleash your potential. You're able to understand the greatest sense of your purpose and meaning. And it's very good for maternal relationship with your mother, relationship with your maternal relatives. This could be quite a breakthrough time. This could make you a good advisor to other people. You could become a good consultant. You could give good advice. You will have a sense of compassion towards others. You will be very empathetic in terms of your listening and dealing with others, and this is how you can channelize these energies. Let's understand Jupiter's transit over your natal Mars or natal Mangal, or if it is connected with Mangal by aspect, okay, by the 5th aspect or the 9th aspect. When Jupiter is moving over your natal Mars in Gemini, firstly you need to see the houses that Mars rules in the chart, the houses that Jupiter rules in the chart, and of course the Dasha, Antardasha that you're running, and then come to an assessment. Jupiter's connection with natal Mars by conjunction or by aspect, this results in blessings from Ma Parvati, the Divine Mother. So this is how we initially see this kind of conjunction. So it's quite auspicious. Regardless of your ascendant, regardless of your moon sign, if you have this conjunction, somewhere down the line, Mother plays a very important role in your life, and you have blessings of the Divine Mother, and you must worship the Divine Mother. Parvati, Lakshmi, Durga, Shakti, any form of the Divine Mother. Okay. Mars is all about purpose. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you courage. It is a significator of younger siblings. It gives you the power, the vitality, the firepower. It gives you energy because this is the source of energy. Mars is also about logic, but Mars's logic is, a bit strange because it will believe in, dog has 4 legs, cat has 4 legs, so dog is equal to cat. So it's more of Nyaya Shastra, right? Whereas Mercury's logic is pure mathematics. Okay. So this time period, if Jupiter is moving over in natal Mars, so you will have a sense of purpose. So your actions will have a kind of inspiration which will move you towards strategic thinking. So it is good time to put some strategies in place because you will have more valor, you will have more courage. So if you've faced certain challenges or hardships in the past, you've had setbacks, you will turn those setbacks into comebacks. You'll be very energetic in your communication. You will be very courageous in your communication because this is the natural 3rd sign. Gemini is a lot about communication. So you'll have a lot of energy. Sometimes you will be overtly energetic, so you have to manage that bit as well, right? So if you get into discussions with other people, debates with other people, so those who are in education, those who are sitting for some competitive examination, it's a pretty good time for them because this will build your intellectual ability. So if you were to go for any competitive exam, this could be a pretty good time for you. And if you were to put your point across, you will be more assertive. So you will not be aggressive because Jupiter's wisdom will ensure. See, Mars is tamas energy, Jupiter is sattva guna planet. So it is trying to reduce those tamas energies, and of course it was trying to increase the wisdom in your energy. On a shadow side, if your Mars is under any affliction or if it rules not so good houses, you could be over assertive, right? Or you might be impulsive in your decision making. So you go to the mall and of course you saw something, a pair of shoes or a shirt or a jacket, and you'll just buy it. So you'll be very impulsive in your buying decisions. You will take decisions in a very quick succession without thinking of the mid to long term consequences. And this is where you have to be a little bit careful because this could be detrimental towards your financial well-being, right? But this is an ideal time for comparative examinations, okay? You would like to take risks, right? So when it is about journeys, you will not think or you will not plan, but you will just go for it, right? So this is where you have to be careful of, right? Just to ensure that you've been able to take everything with you that you need, or you being too impulsive or too to the moment in terms of making these decisions. Excellent time for setting goals, for initiating new ventures because your energy is there, your sense of purpose is there, there is a sense of strategy, and good for comparative examination. If Jupiter is aspecting your natal Mars, if your Mars is in any of the signs that are aspected by Jupiter, Libra, Sagittarius or Aquarius, this is also a good time because it will help you boost the significations of Mars. So I expect very little negative results here. So you will feel energetic and you will understand how to use this energy in the best of your capacity so that it could benefit you. So this is how you would probably channelize your level of energy and courage to make some of the best decisions in your life, and worship God Mother, worship the Divine Mother, and you will be protected. Let us understand Jupiter's transit over your natal Mercury. So Mercury in Gemini is a very comfortable position because it rules the sign of Gemini. But you also need to understand the lordship of Mercury in your chart, the lordship of Jupiter in your chart. Mercury is the student, Jupiter is the teacher or the guru. But both of them, they don't share a very cordial relationship. So this is already a strong Mercury from a dignity point of view, right? Mercury is about intellect. It is a significator of management, communication, also learning. So Mercury also rules all kinds of trade. So people who have a strong Mercury, they could get into trading. Mercury is a very youth-like planet. It is a young prince. So when Jupiter will move over natal Mercury in Gemini, so this will give you strong intellectual growth. So it will increase because Jupiter expands the signification of the planet it comes in contact with for good. Even if Jupiter is a functional malefic in the chart. So it will build your intellect. It will give you success in all kinds of communication, whether it is speaking, whether it is writing, whether it is teaching, whether it is learning, whether it is working with other people. So it will give you guaranteed success in anything that is related to communication, anything that is related to trade or similar businesses, and also in the field of technology, because your learning agility will be on a higher side. So it is quite brilliant for students, for young folks, for Gen Z, for those who are in communication related profession or work, or if you were to start something. You will be able to very quickly adapt to situations. So, on one side you're working with different people, now the situation changes, you have a new project, so you'll be able to navigate yourself because you'll be quite flexible with changing situations, and of course you'll be able to manage, have a sense of balance in your personal and professional life. Now if Mercury is weak or afflicted, sometimes it will lead to over-analysis, so you will probably be thinking too much. You will have shifting tendencies because you will have too many scattered interests. Oh, I want to do this as well. Oh, maybe I can do this as well. I am good at, flying an aircraft. Oh no, I want to drive a train. Oh, I'm good at driving car itself. I want to get the best motorcycle. So of course you will have a lot of shifting tendencies and scattered interests in terms of your goals, in terms of what you want to do. This could affect your clarity or lack of vision in terms of what you want to do. But this could be an ideal time for any academic pursuits, creative writing, creative pursuits, new business ideas. So if you were to establish new business ideas, if you were to improve your management style, if you were to interact with public, if you were to improve your communication, this could be quite an ideal time. And if Jupiter is aspecting your natal Mercury, that means if your Mercury is in the sign of Libra, Sagittarius or Aquarius, this Jupiter will support, will strengthen, especially when it's the 5th and 9th aspect. Those with Mercury in Libra and Aquarius can expect their communication to improve drastically. So if you were in your shell, now you will come out in the open. You will know when to say, what to say, how to say, you will learn. And you will be able to quickly adapt to different situations. This could bring in new work as well. So any change that comes to you, you will be able to very quickly adapt to that change and settle in with that change. And that is something which you must do. So worship Lord Vishnu, use Vishnu mantra in order to channelize these energies. So a simple mantra that could be Om Vishnave Namah to help you sail through and channelize these energies for good. Now when Jupiter is crossing over your natal Jupiter, so this is a Jupiter return scenario for those people who have Jupiter in the sign of Gemini, or if Jupiter is aspecting your natal Jupiter, if it is present in Libra, in Sagittarius or in Aquarius. These are the signs that Jupiter will be aspecting. So of course you need to understand Jupiter's lordship here. So it's an eventful time because this comes after 12 years. So there's a 12-year cycle of Jupiter, because a Jupiter return only happens after that, and significant ages for us, 12, 24, 36, 48. These are very, again, eventful ages for us because life events trigger. We go through physical changes, we go through hormonal changes in these ages, we go through psychological changes, we go through philosophical changes. So these are the kind of changes, and Jupiter represents philosophy, wisdom. He's the teacher, he's the guru. Dev Guru Brihaspati. It is all about expansion. Jupiter is the biggest planet, so it likes to expand anything and everything that it does. It plays a very vital role in spiritual thinking. It is our idealism, right? Major life decisions are taken in the best manner if we have a strong Jupiter. He is the biggest benefic of them all. So this time period would bring in major spiritual, philosophical and personal expansion. So these are three areas. So one of these three areas will be very dominant depending on the house Jupiter is placed in. If it's 12th house, major spiritual expansion. If it's your 5th house, major philosophical, or 9th house, major philosophical expansion. If it's the 1st house, 7th house, 4th or the 10th house, major personal expansion, something which you can expect. It's a 12-year cycle. Be prepared for major life events. This is where growth really begins, right? We tend to grow. We tend to have a different kind of an approach of thinking. It's a very important phase for anyone. On a shadow side, if Jupiter is weak or afflicted, right? So you have to protect your idealism here, because you can have shifting tendencies. You could deviate from the path of righteousness. You will not stick to your dharma. This is like an overextension. You will not feel grounded, because see, Jupiter also brings in ego. This ego is related to knowledge. So you will feel that I know it all and other people are weak, and you will have quarrels, you will have arguments with other people, you will have conflicts. This could be detrimental in your relationship, because you will always have that superior sort of effect, which could be detrimental towards your relationship with others. But this time period is quite ideal for taking major life decisions, initiating your biggest of dreams that you have in your life, new projects, exciting ventures, life events such as marriage, childbirth, and of course certain key events related to your children are also seen here if Jupiter is aspecting your natal Jupiter, or if it is moving over your natal Jupiter. If it is aspecting, if you have Jupiter in Libra, Sagittarius and Aquarius, quite a breakthrough time, because it will increase your wisdom. It will give you the right kind of thinking, the right kind of resources. You will be able to leverage your idealism and your philosophy in the best of your capacity. You will get favors from your teacher, from your guru, and you will learn a lot. So in case this is happening, I would advise you to learn something, pick up a course, or try to read a book every other day, either a chapter that you read. The more you learn, the more you upskill yourself, the better are your chances to make the most of this transit of your Jupiter return or Jupiter aspecting your natal Jupiter. Now Jupiter moving over your natal Venus. So if you have Venus in the sign of Gemini, or if Jupiter is aspecting your natal Venus, if Venus is in Libra, Sagittarius or Aquarius, so what could possibly happen? So here we need to understand the lordship of Venus and the lordship of Jupiter in your chart, and of course then make a very detailed, clear assessment, right? But let's understand Venus. Venus is a significator of all kinds of interaction in this world. It is a significator of devotion as well, love, abundance. It is about beauty. So Venus attracts beauty. Though the most beautiful planet from an appearance, looks point of view is Jupiter, right? This is something which is clearly mentioned in Vedic text. Jupiter has the most beautiful looks or appearance, and therefore I always say that those people who are born on a Thursday, they're very good looking most of the time, right? They have a great appearance. So Venus has a sense of attraction. It plays a very important role in talents related to performing arts, significator of relationships, significator of romance, also about intelligence and various other factors as well. So Jupiter, if moving over natal Venus, so firstly Venus is the friendly sign of Gemini, right? Both of them are Guru. Jupiter is Deva Guru, Venus is Daitya Guru. They have opposite significations. Jupiter rules spiritual knowledge, Venus rules mundane practical knowledge. Okay, Jupiter is the Guru of Devas, Venus is the Guru of Daityas or the demons. So this is also something we must understand. Jupiter is Rajas Guna. Jupiter is Sattva Guna, Venus is Rajas Guna. Now this is a time when you will attract other people in your life, right? So it attracts beauty, it attracts other people, it attracts love. You will try to bring in a sense of abundance in your life. You could develop artistic talent, or if you are creative, you could further explore and get into new ventures of performing arts, literature, painting, some of these creative pursuits. It will bring in a sense of harmony in your relationship because you will become more mature. You will handle things in your relationship with a high maturity. So this will foster positive relationship for you. At a shadow side, if your Venus is weak or afflicted, this could lead to overindulgence. This could lead to a idealism situation in romantic relationship. So you will be very specific. You can become very rigid in your expectation that, okay, it's my way or the highway, right? And that doesn't really work. Or you would try to escape from your existing relationship. You will not be very sure of what path to follow. The other conflict could be that you would probably expect the best of both worlds, spiritual as well as material. You would want the best of spiritual knowledge, you would want to drive the best of cars or live the best of luxury life. And this is quite a huge conflict that you can have in case it's detrimental. If Jupiter is aspecting your natal Venus, it could bring in new relationship, it could strengthen your existing relationship. It will increase your ability to interact with other people. It will improve your personality. It will, of course, help you in not indulging yourself or extravagance, but it will make you more devoted. Worship goddess Lakshmi in this case. It's quite an ideal time for romantic associations to increase your artistic capability, right? Your sense of presentation, carrying yourself, your fashion sense. And your social life will get a huge boost. You could build a network of people, you could influence other people, you could build credible, long-lasting relationship at your work and in your personal life as well. So you'll be very approachable towards other people. And this is how you must leverage these energies. If Jupiter is moving over your natal Saturn, if Saturn is in Gemini. So firstly, Saturn is in a friendly sign of Mercury. You need to understand the lordship of Saturn, the lordship of Jupiter, and then of course make a fair assessment. But Jupiter moving over natal Saturn, both of them have a mutual respect towards each other because Jupiter is about wisdom, Saturn is about labor. Both of them have a certain level of maturity. They are the natural rulers of the four Purusharthas, right? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, the natural 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th houses, the highest of these houses. Saturn and Jupiter bring maturity. So Jupiter's transit over natal Saturn will make you more mature. It will give you the power of wisdom and thinking. So when wisdom comes together with labor, right? So it reduces your burden. So if you've been feeling a lot burdened over the last 1 year, if you've felt the situation of burnout, that is going to reduce. So your hard work of the past is going to get rewarded this year. It will make you more disciplined because Jupiter expands. Saturn is about discipline, Jupiter will expand. You will start respecting elders in your life. You will become more mature. You will change your appearance, right? So you will do something with your looks or the way you look, the kind of clothes that you wear, how you carry yourself, even minor things. You will become very conscious about your actions. You will be very focused on what other people would feel or think because you're being conscious in terms of making a good impression on others and presenting yourself as a mature individual. It's very good for putting any structure towards your learning, towards your communication, towards your work. So you'll have a very structured approach towards everything because you will learn some of the biggest lessons in your life when this is happening. On a shadow side, if Saturn is afflicted or if it is weak or if it is having a malefic influence, there will be an inner conflict within yourself in terms of, because Saturn is restriction, Jupiter is expansion. So there will be an inner conflict whether, one side of the brain will say, okay, you need to stop, hold on. No, I don't want to get involved here. But Jupiter will ask you to expand. Okay, let's learn, let's teach others. So this is the kind of conflict that you will have. There could be some karmic issues with regards to your communication, with regards to discipline related issues. So you could deviate from your disciplined life. This could create minor health issues. So you have to be very careful of your diet, what you eat, what you consume, and your overall lifestyle. But this time period is quite ideal to build long-term strategies. If you have some legal matters, you could see some positive outcome towards these legal matters. You will have a lot of discipline in your spiritual practices, because both of them play a very important role in spirituality, right? Because one is the natural 9th house ruler and the 12th house ruler, and Saturn is the natural 10th house ruler, karma. So dharma, karma, both rule that. So spiritual discipline. And if Jupiter is aspecting your natal Saturn, it will of course promote discipline in your life. It will make you organized, and it will make you a very good-hearted individual. So you will not be cold. You will be very approachable. So it could make you a very good consultant. Other people will come to you to take your advice, and you will give the best advice to people with regards to relationship, with regards to finances, anything in your life. So this is how you must read this transit and worship Lord Shiva to maximize positive effects. Jupiter's transit over your natal Rahu. So if Rahu is in Gemini, this is an exalted Rahu. But this will also depend on the kind of role Rahu plays in your chart, the lordship. You know, it rules Aquarius, Virgo. These are the two signs Rahu rules. Gets exalted in Gemini, also gets exalted in Taurus. But Jupiter's transit over Rahu mostly brings less illusion in life. So that is very good, because it brings a certain sense of maturity. And Jupiter, Guru, is the only planet that can control Rahu. Rahu will only listen to Jupiter. So he has the power to control Rahu. Rahu is about illusion, Maya, your material growth, your sense of consumption, everything that you want to consume, endless fame in life, endless consumption, foreign connection, foreigners, unconventional ways of doing things, unconventional paths, right? These are some of the things, weaknesses of the mind, all of that, you know, Rahu rules. Modern technology related interest, right? So Jupiter will amplify all of these qualities towards material growth, desire, towards success, towards learning as well. But this will be a very unconventional approach that you will have. This will improve your foreign connections, or if you work with foreigners, if you go and travel on journeys to foreign lands, this could really boost certain effects. You will have high technology related interests. You will go on unconventional paths. But if Rahu is afflicted, and of course it has a strong malefic influence in your chart, you will be over ambitious. So this is somewhere you have to be careful of, right? Of course, having ambition is good, but you have to be realistic as well at the same time. You will have high illusions, okay, or you will take shortcuts, unethical practices. So this is something which you have to stay away from. This is where you will have to do remedy related to moon to strengthen your mind, to stay on the path of righteousness, to have the right kind of thinking. If Jupiter is aspecting your natal Rahu, if Rahu is in Libra, Sagittarius or Aquarius, this is quite a good time, because Jupiter will control Rahu to help you explore new opportunities and take the right kind of decisions. Have utmost caution about understanding that there are no shortcuts to success, right? And make you feel a sense of righteousness, and then give you a lot of spiritual guidance, the right kind of guidance that you need to have if you were to increase your spiritual practice. So this could help you start yoga, sadhana, meditation, any spiritual practice, and then you can, which is sustainable over the long course of time. And you will have quite a lot of strength and determination and conviction in your communication. So that will be very important, because that is going to expand, and you could have chances of promotion, success, and those kind of paths that you've never taken before in your life. So of course, there's always flip side of a coin. So worship Durga, worship goddess Lakshmi or Shakti to maximize the potential of this Rahu here, right, in a positive manner. Jupiter over natal Ketu. So for those who have a natal Ketu in the sign of Gemini, so firstly we need to see the strength of these planets in your chart, the lordship that they have, right? So Ketu co-rules Sagittarius and Scorpio. So this is something which you need to understand, and also Pisces to some extent. There are different schools of thoughts, right? So of course these are the three signs depending on the placement. Ketu is a very non-materialistic graha, because it has no material desires. It is the body, south node of the moon. It plays a very important role in spirituality. It is away from any worldly thoughts, worldly desires. It's a very mystical graha. So in metaphysics, alternate universe, you know, those kind of thinking, Ketu plays a very important role, right? It also creates a lot of confusion, because it has withdrawal symptoms. anything or any planet that comes in contact with Ketu, Ketu is like a cut. Or if it is making a transit in particular houses, it will cut the significations. It will make you withdraw, isolate yourself, or move away from the significations of this house. It will push you. It's quite conflicting. Jupiter's connection with natal Ketu is a very strong lineage that people have, right? That family tradition, lineage that is coming from generations. Those are the kind of significations which I have seen. It's a Ganpati yoga, so they have very strong inclination towards Ganesha, and he is the solution for all obstacles. So those who have prominent connection of Jupiter Ketu, I always encourage them to worship Ganesha. Use Ganpati mantra, have a Ganpati yantra to minimize obstacles. So Jupiter over your natal Ketu, or if Jupiter is aspecting your natal Ketu, will give you deep spiritual awakening, because Jupiter will expand. So you will be detached from worldly thoughts, but all the negative thoughts in the world, all the pessimistic thinking, or uncontrolled desires, you will probably be able to control your thoughts and control your desires. You will have interest in mysticism, you will have interest in occult, in astrology, in Jyotish, in doing a lot of research, in metaphysics, in modern science, right? So unconventional ways of working. So you'll have deep interest to understand the nitty-gritties and the details and the research of these things. You'll be very disinterested in worldly pursuits. So on the shadow side, right? If Ketu is weak, if Ketu is afflicted, or if it is having a strong malefic influence in your chart, you could be confused of what to decide. You would not like to communicate with others. You will have withdrawal symptoms. You could have mood swings. You could have ego clashes that could be detrimental towards your relationship. So this is something which you have to understand. But this is quite an ideal time for any meditation. If you've had a tough year, this time period could help you heal, right? Heal physically, mentally, emotionally, overcome your inner fears, because Ketu creates a lot of fears. So this will help you overcome and channelize these energies. You will do a lot of research in different subjects. You will get detached, but you will be very focused of specific goals that you orient yourself and associate yourself to. There could be bigger goals in your life, realistic goals, certain things that you wish to achieve. And you will be very clear about your path, because you will have vision. So far you did not have vision, but now you have vision, you have direction as well, if this is positive, and this is how you need to channelize and worship Ganpati to minimize and remove any obstacles. So friends, this was yet another unique video of Jupiter's transit over natal planets and how it's going to have an impact. Thank you very much. God bless you all.